Hey everyone, this is Jen and you're watching BPD Woman. On this channel, you will learn how to more effectively live and manage your borderline personality disorder, your complex post-traumatic stress disorder, or you will live to learn more effectively and handle your emotions with greater mastery if you consider yourself a highly sensitive person. I was diagnosed with BPD over 20 years ago and I have lived with the disorder for the last 30. I've attended multiple rounds of DBT. I've done tons of research. I've invested years in group and one-on-one therapy, as well as owning every major text and completing every major workbook on this subject. My aim is to help share my wisdom and experience with you from the perspective of someone who's been through lots of therapeutic recovery and someone who's lived with the disorder, so I know the nuances and I can share with you things that a counselor, and specifically someone trained in BPD and DBT therapy, cannot. Why? Because I know what it's like to live with BPD. My focus is positive, solution-based approaches to recovery, sharing my own tips and personal insights. I hope that you will find them helpful. Today I'm going to do a bit of a short video because that's what I do sometimes. I put up short videos with little editing, and I wanted to do a video today because it's probably most likely something you'll be able to relate to because it happened to me today and it's happened to me dozens and dozens of times in the past. And that is the subject of, okay, so I cried all day, now what? Come here. Oftentimes, I have produced videos on the subject of emotional dysregulation, and I've now just created an emotional dysregulated playlist, so you can check that out in my channel playlist section. And videos and tools on emotional dysregulation are meant to keep you grounded and without having what we call BPD episodes. And I've done another video about BPD episodes and essentially what happens when your emotion becomes too high and your logic becomes too low. And so what do you do with that? And if you compile on lots of examples of stress into your life, some days you're just going to find that, fuck, I've had enough. I can't process, I can't manage anymore, I can't be effective. And by the way, this happens to everyone. This doesn't just happen to people with BPD. Lots of people reach stresses or breaking points. And so for me, what happened to me in the last few days is that, I felt pretty good, but I've had like a mounting measure of financial stress put on me. And at the start of the pandemic, 1 year ago in March, I had $1,100 worth of credit card debt. And now today I have about $8,200 worth of credit card debt. And most of that was either spent on emergency vet bills or on car repairs. And so I took some cash that I had in my savings and I bought a used Toyota just about a month and a half ago. I've loved it. It's been my workhorse. It's been my second car to help me go to work and be more reliable. And I put a lot of miles. So this was something to bring me some ease from all of my financial burdens, and it cost me several $1,000s. Today I learned that, and I've been having a check engine light come on with the Toyota, and today I essentially was told that within the next 6 months to a year, I'm going to have to either completely rebuild or replace my transmission, which can cost anywhere from $2,500 to $3,600, which is $3,600 is what I paid for the car. So I felt like I've just been pummeled, like pandemic, boom, ding to your business and your revenue, boom. You bought a new car, great. Oh, you have to fix it for what you paid for it, boom. And then I did a repair yesterday and I spent $300 on this repair and that didn't solve the problem. And so I'm feeling more stressed and I'm seeing, honey, come. I'm seeing, come here. I'm seeing more and more numbers added to my credit bill each month. And I'm at this point, I can't, I'm overwhelmed. And so I went to the mechanic today, who referred me to the mechanic who made the repair. And then that was a bit of an awkward conversation. And then I actually cried on the phone to the mechanic. And I mean, I know these people, I know these mechanics pretty well. I've been going there for about 2 years now, a little bit more. Then I had to go to another mechanic and I drive across town, and then that blew my entire morning. So I wasn't able to work or get the things done. I fell behind on my calendar of things I wanted to do. So as you can see, I'm sort of building this setting of just one thing layering on the other, and then, or what I call the emotional Ferris wheel, which normally I describe the emotional Ferris wheel as getting onto an emotion, which leads to another emotion, and then sort of just piles and piles. Well, as situations and financial burdens are piling and piling on me, my emotions were piling on me. And so then I'm crying, and then I'm arguing with this other mechanic, and I'm stressed out, and then I get to a point where like I can't even literally think. And then I went to a client, and you know, she's been a kind ear, and then I found myself confiding in her, and then I was like, oh God, is that like a real good idea for me to do? And because she's a client, and am I crossing some boundaries? And she was fine with it, but for me, I felt like my own sense of internalized pressure of like, this isn't really something you should be doing anyway. And then by the time I was done with that and I got home, it was 3:30, and I was supposed to work this evening. And I just got to this point where I'm like, I can't think straight. I'm exhausted. My face was flushed from crying. This is normally what happens if I spend like, probably collectively over the course of the day, I probably spend a good 30 minutes to 45 minutes just in tears. Not all at once, but you know, it wears down on you. And I thought, okay, well, I can't think clearly. I'm exhausted. I think the best thing for me to do now is what? Well, it's to take care of myself, right? Like I wanted to set this goal about, okay, you're going to go to work tonight, you're going to do this, and you're going to do that. But sometimes what you physically need outweighs what you are logically telling yourself you need to do. And for me, you know, lots of things went through my mind today. You're never going to get out of this financial hole. People are going to think you're nuts for crying in their shops. You know, why are you such a complainer? Oh, there you go. You said you weren't going to complain more this year, and now you're complaining, and we're only 3 months in. You know, the point that I'm trying to make here is that over the course of the day, I felt not only a certain amount of stress, but then a certain amount of building shame, because I thought, oh gosh, I'm kind of feeling out of control emotionally. I'm emotionally dysregulated. Out of control is the wrong word, but I'm feeling emotionally dysregulated. And now other people are seeing it, and you know, what the heck? And then I just got to this thing when I got home, and I put myself in bed for like, I didn't take a nap, but I just rested. I petted the animals. I watched some TV. Then I took a nice bath, and now it's going on 7 p.m. here. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Okay, you cried for the day. Now, you know what you need to do? You need to emotionally rebalance yourself and hit a reset button. And so, okay, you've cried for the most of the day, and every now and then you're going to find yourself in a position where you can't do the rest of what you want to do. That's okay. That's okay if you can't do it. Instead, take care of yourself. Tell yourself, all right, I'm going to give myself this evening off. I need to reset. This is just who I am, and this is just what I need to do, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm going to let go of my judgments. I'm going to let go of my shame, and I'm just going to focus. Stop it, baby. I'm just going to focus on taking care of myself this evening. The cat was about to throw the camera over. So this is my advice to you. If you have found yourself crying, try not to judge the crying. And if you find yourself judging the judging, try not to judge the judging. Just take care of yourself, and every now and then it's okay. Be gentle with yourself. My name is Jen. You've been watching BPD Woman. Please consider liking, sharing, subscribing, and until I speak with you next time, be effective. Bye-bye.